Be quiet when the monsters are speaking. Class is in session. Yo, we here at the Monster Class Podcast. And I got the main man here, and I can't wait to introduce him. This is Jorge Martinez. He's a certified monster of toys. And these were like action figures and stuff. So like, yeah, just know that type of toy. He's a renowned action figure collector and anime crossover artist with a massive social media following of over 350,000 real non-bot followers. His toy collection, valued in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, has made him a leading figure in the collector and fandom communities. Jorge's passion for blending anime culture and collectible art has set him apart as an innovator in this niche space. Especially if you check out how he animates and everything. Oh, yo, his Instagram is popping. You got to see that. His Instagram, his TikTok. This here is Jorge Martinez, a monster of toys.
Wow, thanks for the introduction.
Yeah,
That's
of course,
awesome.
bro.
That's quite the mouthful.
I appreciate you coming through. Yeah, what type of kicks are those, man?
They are Brunello Cucinelli.
Okay,
So
can you show that for the camera?
It's an Italian brand. Where's the, like right here?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. They're pretty nice. I like the green color.
Yeah, bro, that's pretty dope, man. It
Thanks.
goes with a lot.
Thanks.
Man, how you hear about them Italian sneakers, man?
Actually, my dad is really big on fashion.
Yeah?
Me, not so much.
Bro, stop.
But
All them
you
shoes,
know,
your shoe
you have to
collection?
drag me out there to buy things. You know, even my action figures, you have to drag me out of the house to go and buy myself things. So typically, I go with my dad, and he's like, "Hey, you know, this would be kind of cool," and I'm just, "All right, okay, cool, we'll buy it." And yeah, that's how I ended up with these sneakers.
So, what's going to be your intro song to start off this Masterclass podcast?
Fun fact, I am actually the 0.1% of top listeners to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. So I think that's going to be my intro song, man.
Dang.
I've been a Kendrick Lamar fan for the longest time. And I'm always like top 4, top 5% of listeners on Spotify. But this time I outdid myself. I'm 0.1.
Dang. Champagne Poppy just unfollowed you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
How often do your followers see you on camera?
0. You know, I'm actually not on there at all. I think
What?
I have one photo of me, and that was the very first photo I posted on my Instagram. And that was when I started. I didn't even know I was going to do any of this, you know? So that was just like here's my profile picture.
Yeah.
You know, and I posted that on there. But that's the one time that I think I've come out on my Instagram. There's probably a second one out there of just a selfie I took, you know, for Christmas or whatever. And that's it, you know? So they haven't seen me. This is probably the first time a lot of them are seeing me, you know?
What would
which
you like
is
to
weird.
say to them if this is your first time seeing you?
I'm sorry. You know, I was hoping you'd never see me, but here I am, you know? This is finally put a face to the whole thing, you know?
Yo, I'm happy to be the one to bring it to you, too,
Yeah.
man. This is dope, man. So, at what point in time did you realize you were a monster of toys?
I don't think I've realized that yet, because I know in my space, there's a lot of collectors out there that have even more action figures than I do. So, you know, I've never really even seen myself as an influencer. You know, not until I'm explaining to somebody, you know, that I have 300,000 followers, that's when I'm like, whoa, you know, that many people like what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at my content, it's mostly like cringeworthy things. Like it's not even to me, because I'm the artist, I'm the one who's posting it. To me, it's not that great, you know. But yeah, I guess I just still haven't wrapped my head around my collection or my Instagram account. So
Dude,
it
you-
still hasn't dawned on me.
You still calling it cringeworthy, given all the people that
Yes,
you get the comments
absolutely.
and
You
the
know, if you're
support?
starting an Instagram right now, that's never gonna go away. You know, it's everything that you do, you're always going to second guess yourself. You're probably gonna like it when you think about the idea, but when you're trying to go for the execution, that's when you're like, oh, you know. Especially since there's so many good artists out there that do a fabulous amount of work. I don't consider myself that good at using Photoshop or Premiere or anything, so I guess that's why I kind of see my content still as cringeworthy.
Nah, bro, you got robot chicken level.
Yeah, I know. I know. I got a bunch of.
Nah, bro, that junk is good. It's
Really?
good. It's
Really? You
good.
think
Yeah,
so?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Robot Chicken does a great job, bro.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
They're
with
the
this
max.
stuff.
Yeah, they're the max.
And what did you ever look at that for inspiration or anything? And like,
I did, but I mean, you look at what other people do, and you're like, how in the world am I gonna replicate that? You know? So I mean, you just try to do the best you can. You try to do the best you can, and see how far you get.
so what inspired you to start collecting, man? And How did it evolve into this massive collection?
Actually, the pandemic. So I've never, and this is something I was telling you right before we started this. I've never seen anime before the pandemic. You know, I would watch cartoons or whatever, but I never had the chance, you know, at school specifically, to just sit down and watch anime because I was in sports, you know, and all the homework and all the other stuff. So I was never even a toy collector. Not until the pandemic came by, you know, I had a trip to Japan right before the pandemic. And yeah, I saw some cool anime stuff over there, but I didn't understand anything. I brought back a Dragon Ball figure, and that was pretty much it. Then the pandemic hit, and my cousin's like, hey, you got to watch Attack on Titan. You got to watch Dragon Ball. You got to watch this. You got to watch that. And well, I was bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
So I started watching, and next thing you know, I have a lot of toys, you know, and an Instagram account. So it just kind of came out of nowhere. It kind of came out of nowhere, and it got me to where I am right now.
Dang, bro. What would you value your collection at now?
Phew. I was walking through my collection the other day, and I was connecting some lighting equipment to take a video, and I don't know what I was disconnecting, but I said if a spark goes on right now and all of this lights on fire, like, I lose so much value of what I have over here. And I was seriously considering getting it all insured. You know, that's how many toys I have. I don't have an exact value, but I can easily buy a car or two with what I have over there. A good car or two with what I have.
And when this guy says good cars, man, tell him that car you just got, bro.
That car, man. It's a beautiful car. It's orange, you know, Magno. So yeah, I could probably buy half of that.
Yeah, that car is beautiful, man. So what role did you watching the animes and, you know, pop culture, whatever, what role did that play in the actual collecting? Do you collect in accordance with what you appreciate within anime? Or is it more so like, I'm just going to collect what I find to be cool?
Yeah, it's
like,
more
do you
like
watch something and then go back and like, oh, I'm going to get the...
obviously everything has like an emotional value to what you watch. So, and I like to kind of have memorabilia of things that I do. So that's kind of where the toy collecting started, because, you know, how am I going to collect a memorabilia piece of something that I just watched that is an anime? You know, of course, there's like pins and stuff like that, but all that kind of seemed like, you know, I want something good, you know, something I can display in my office. I mean, you know, the office where I was at, you know, I had a bunch of artwork and a bunch of stuff. So I like displaying cool things. And that's kind of where the toy collecting came, because the toys that they make in Japan, they are not like the toys that you find here in Target or that you find here in Walmart. I mean, they are top notch, high quality articulation. They look exactly like it does on the anime. You can barely tell that it's an action figure.
Oh, shoot.
So I Googled that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get something from Dragon Ball, right? You know, and I bought it. It arrived. I really liked it. And I said, you know what? I like this other character too. And that's kind of how it started. You know, I wanted memorabilias of different characters, so I started getting the same action figures for different characters, and next thing you know, I have 20. And then I have 40. You know, and then I ran out of space in my closet, and now I'm occupying the second floor. And now I have to buy one of those big shelves, you know, the big racks, you know, and then I buy 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. You know, and now I'm buying shelves on the walls, you know, so that's kind of where it started. But I think what fuels it is the Instagram, because the more I started growing on Instagram, I mean, the more I just started to get new ideas of what else I could do. And I need this figure to make this artwork. And I saw my competition get this figure and he's getting a bunch of likes, so I'm going to get it. So that's kind of what pushed me to get so many of them. Because I think if I didn't have an Instagram, I would have stopped maybe at 20 or 30, which is just still a lot, you know?
Right.
But what pushed it over the edge was that trying to stay relevant on Instagram and just watching more and more anime, you know, things that my followers would recommend. It's your fault. You know, the people that are my followers, it's your fault I have so many toys. Because, like, you know, I'd post something like, you should watch this anime, you know, like One Piece. You know, I've never wanted to get into One Piece specifically because I know how many One Piece action figures there are out there.
Oh, shoot.
Like with Dragon Ball,
yeah,
I think I have over 100. I easily have over 100 Dragon Ball figures in my collection. One Piece is a bigger anime with more characters.
And then everything's in depth too. Like
and everything is in depth. You're gonna love every character you
Yeah,
see. You know, it's
yeah.
not like, oh, I don't like that character, it didn't land, whatever, and I'm not gonna get the action figure. No, I mean, you're gonna love every single freaking arc,
Yeah.
and you're gonna buy every single freaking character. So that's why I didn't want to watch One Piece. Much like many other animes that I didn't want to start because I know I'd like them and I know I'd have to get the figure.
What's your favorite
So,
One Piece arc?
Man, I'm starting Wano right now.
Oh
I'm
man.
halfway through it.
Oh man.
It's very, very good, but I think Whole Cake has been my favorite so far.
Oh really?
Yeah, it made me do a 180 on Sanji completely. So, and I'm waiting for the action figures to come out. That's the problem with this, man.
Yeah.
You watch new anime and you just gotta have like all of them.
Oh, so what action? You didn't hold up. You're waiting for certain action figures from One Piece?
Oh yeah,
that haven't
yeah.
come out yet.
No, actually, I started watching One Piece. I mean, there's a lot of brands that are really, really good, but there's one in particular which is the best one, which is Tamashii Nations. They have a line called SH Figure Arts. The articulation is incredible, and it looks so faithful to the actual anime.
Wow.
But they actually didn't have any One Piece action figures yet. I started watching One Piece, and I Googled them, like, okay, there are no good action figures of One Piece. I'm safe. I'm gonna be okay. You know, my bank account is gonna be okay. And I start watching One Piece, and then they make an announcement, and then they make another announcement, and now they're doing every character. So they've so far released like about 15 of them, and they've announced another 15. So I'm still, in the clear. We're not Dragon Ball level yet, but I know we're gonna get there.
Did you get it yet?
Oh, I got all of them. Yeah, I got all 15.
all of them?
Yeah, I have all 15.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
I already reserved 3 spaces on one empty rack that I have just specifically for One Piece.
Dang, bro.
And I also got into the TCG, which was a big mistake.
TCG?
But it is what it is. Yeah, the trading card collecting.
Oh, yeah.
The trading card. I've never gotten into trading cards either. And, I had nothing else to collect. And I saw the trading cards like, oh, I'm just going to buy, the rare cards. I started buying packs. Then I started buying cases. And then I started playing with my cousin and then my little cousins. And it's a mess, man. It's a mess.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to walk into your collection room right now, and you had one piece to show them, what piece would you say is the one that you'll pull out and say, you have to see this?
I can't decide. There are too many. I love all the animes almost equally. And there are characters that I like more than others, and there are a lot of rare pieces in my collection, but I mean, I can't just pick one. I mean, they're all really special to me. I just like walking into my collection, seeing everything organized like a library, because everything is in its boxes. Obviously, I take it out to take a picture or whatever, but
How do you clean it, bro?
how do I clean it? Yeah. Oh, I have like a duster. Yeah, and I'm constantly reorganizing because more and more action figures are released, and I have everything in order, so I have to take everything out and put it back again. So it's like a fun hobby to entertain myself with.
You think this is gonna be a lifelong thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, your collection in 10 years
I
would
stopped
be nuts.
collecting. I'm not just collecting anime now. I'm collecting Marvel and DC, which that is nostalgia for me. I've seen Marvel DC since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really connected it during my first years of toy collecting, and now I'm collecting a lot of Marvel and a lot of DC. And actually, that's what I would show. Because there's another brand of toys called Hot Toys Collectibles. They're a Chinese brand. Yeah, Hot Toys Collectibles. So they make 1/6 scales figures of the different Marvel, DC characters or movie characters in general, and they look lifelike. I mean, the hair, like you could play with the hair of the figures. They look incredible. And I have this one that just came in, which is like a what if Heath Ledger was Batman? What if that Joker had like a bat suit? It's so cool. I should have brought it in today. I'm just thinking about that right now. But that one is awesome. Like I'm a huge Batman character, probably more than anime. I'm a huge Batman character,
Really?
and that figure is just special. It's incredible. If I want to show somebody what toy collecting is all about, that's the one.
Dang,
because
bro.
it's just lifelike.
Dang,
It's
bro.
awesome, man.
So 1/6. So it's 1 foot if he was 6 foot. Well, Batman's probably like 6'3"
Yeah, probably.
with
yeah.
the suit on.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Just a
Yeah.
dang, bro.
It's a massive figure.
So, I mean, you started the collecting and everything. Did you start with photos on Instagram, or like how did you get into the whole video aspect?
I started on photos with Instagram because I didn't have video back then when I started. I think I started during the pandemic. It would just be photos of just me being dumb, me being the stupid kid that I am. And then Reels started to come out. And I remember I didn't pay too much attention to Reels when it just first started coming out because that was never my intention.
Yeah.
My intention was just to become a better photographer with my action figures, to get my ideas out there and make art. But I just couldn't ignore how much traction videos were getting, and I wasn't growing as much. I think I had like about 10,000 followers when the videos came out. I made my first video, and it was the dumbest thing ever. It was like Woody on the Goku body, and I put that in a box. And I pretended I got that from the flea market or something. So it was the dumbest video ever. And I think it hit like 1.5 million views. And I'm like, I got to do more videos.
Oh, shoot.
So I started taking more
Your
videos.
first video got 1.5 million views?
Yeah, I got like 1.5.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it got 1.5 and I started doing more. And I started getting like 300,000, 400,000 views. I grew about 30,000 followers that year. And I just said, I got to focus almost completely on videos. But I kept making photography. And right now it's at a point where I'm probably taking 2 or 3 photos this year compared to
Dang.
God knows how many reels I've made this year.
How many videos do you make that don't make it out? Like, what is your kind of your percentage wise, or do they all make it?
They almost all make it out. So
Okay.
it's like about 98, 97%. It only won't make it out when the lighting is glaringly off or I messed something up when I was taking the video. But almost all of them make them out.
Okay. So we got into a bit of like why you collect, or at least why you started. But right now, is it nostalgia? Is it an investment now, or is it something else? Like, what would you?
I
tie
don't
to?
see it as an investment because I'm never going to sell it. I've never sold any one of my figures, so it's definitely not an investment. You know, I keep it for myself. I even have extras of the same figure, and I will not let those go. So I have those just for me, you know, just for me to have fun, whether it's just me making art with my photography or me just doing it for Instagram. But really what's pushing it is Instagram. You know, I want to keep sharing my ideas with my followers. I want to keep talking to my followers about what their ideas are, and then I'll do it for them. So that's really been what's fun about this, you know, just getting that kid that's been in me always out there, you know. And that just gives me a lot of peace of mind.
I've heard you call it art like 6 or 7 times, bro.
Yeah, it's some sort of art, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good art or what, but
The people have spoken. It's good art.
but well, we'll see, because a lot of them follow me just because I'm dumb. So I do a bunch of really racy things, a lot of things that are considered a sin, you know, for some anime fans or DC fans or Marvel fans or whatever. You know, I get a lot of flack sometimes for my combinations, but what I like to do is just combine different things. So I would combine, for example, Dragon Ball with Star Wars, you know, which is something no one else had done before.
Yeah.
You know, so I would do combinations like that, and I would just try to make it the best art piece that I can, because I'm not a good drawer. You know, I've always sucked at drawing. I've always wanted to be a good, because I have so many.
I can see that.
I have so many ideas in my head that I can't even do right now with my action figures yet, because my talent level with Photoshop is just simply not there, or even with photography, it's just simply not there.
Yeah.
If I was good at drawing, man, I'd love that. But since I'm not good at drawing, I have to stick with photography. So I try to make the best photos I can with the combinations that I have in my head. So
we're getting a little bit kind of closer to what this actually is. Like, this is a full-on artistic expression that's mixed with like your love for, you know, this collection that you're building.
I would say 40% of that is my account, because the other 60% is just jokes. You know, I like making the dumbest memes ever with my. I think the videos that have the most views on my account are just the dumbest memes with my action figures that you will ever see. That I just thought it was funny in the moment. I did it in 5-6 seconds, you know, and it has millions of views. So for me, it's just like another outlet, because, you know, I like to joke around a lot, you know, but I don't really have many people to connect the jokes to, you know, like my parents, of course, but then my cousins maybe won't get the joke, or my friends won't get the joke because they don't share the same interests that I do. But when in Instagram, you have a large pool of people that share the same interests as you.
Yeah.
So if you make the joke, they'll get it, you know?
Yeah.
So I know if I have something funny in my head that I know my friends won't like, or my cousins won't like, or my parents won't understand, I'll put it on Instagram, and I know I'll share it with 300,000 people on there. They're gonna love it, you know. They're gonna think it's just funny, and I get a lot of satisfaction from that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and it's always the dumbest thing. So I would say half of my account, or close to half of my account, is just an artistic expression of mine, but the rest is just a joke. It's just funny. It's just me being you know, that dumb kid, you know, that has crazy ideas.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think that, like, because it's a lot of range in it too.
Yeah.
Like you pull some Rush Hour stuff out.
Yeah,
and, like,
I pull
that.
everything, man.
How you get this inspiration? Like, are you like in the middle of something? You're like, ooh, that'd be great to make a video out of. Or like,
You know, sometimes I'm at work, I'm typing something up, you know, and it just comes to my head like that would be a stupid idea. And I'm gonna do it as soon as I get home, you know. Or sometimes I'm watching somebody else's reel and it gives me that inspiration, you know. Or I'm watching a movie and I just think about it. So it just comes from different places. But what I like about me now is that I'm very quick to capture it. You know, when I was starting this account, it would be a lot harder for me to get to those ideas. You know, it would be a lot harder for me to think about whether it's the joke or it's the art. It would be very difficult for me to think about what to do or how to do it. But I mean, you got to start from somewhere. You know, I started with the really cringy stuff that I could do at the time, and then all of that just unlocked a door where right now it's very easy for me to think of ideas. You know, I could just dedicate 10 minutes a day and I'll think of something really funny and I'll just do it, you know. So that's been nice. That's been really nice. I live a lot happier now.
dang, what is something that you would tell the 2020 beginning collector Jorge Martinez that you know now? Something that you should have done differently, anything.
The 2020, well, the thing is, I'm glad I didn't do things right, because when you don't do things right, you have to figure out how to do it right, and you will figure out how to do it right. One thing that I would do a lot when I was starting is I'd be stressing over, I don't like this picture, you know, it's not good quality, I need a better camera, I need better lighting, or I need to figure out how to use Photoshop better. And I was stressing myself out a lot when I started. When I started, there were a lot of pictures that I wouldn't post because I was just not satisfied with it, you know? But it wasn't until I just started posting every picture that I would take that when I really started improving. For some reason, when you post it, when you choose to post a picture, even though it's not to your standards or not perfect, you see stuff. You notice, hey, you know what? For the next picture, I know what to improve. I'll improve this aspect of it, or I'll improve this other aspect.
But wouldn't you have seen it even if you didn't post it?
For some reason, you don't. Because I sat on hundreds of pictures when I started.
Wow.
Hundreds of pictures. And it wasn't until I started posting when I just started realizing, hey, you know what? That background needs to be darkened. I need to have a light illuminating the back of the figure so I can separate it from the background. Or, you know what? The color could use a little bit of a different change than what I thought. And you start noticing little steps that you can adjust every single photo. And next thing you know, you're doing professional artwork. So that's one thing that I never realized. Because, of course, you want your Instagram feed to be as perfect as possible and to look as clean as possible.
Right.
But, I mean, you're not going to start at 100%, you know? You got to start somewhere, and you got to give yourself a platform. And the easiest way to do that is click post. Click post, you'll figure it out. But click post.
At that point in time, what was the frequency that you were posting a week?
Like once.
Once a week?
Once a week.
Oh, wow.
It was very low.
When did you turn it up?
As soon as I decided, you know what? Because I got very frustrated. I wasn't growing. I had over 1,000 followers, and I just kind of stuck there. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to post everything. I'm stressing too much about this. I'm just going to post whatever I find, whatever I have, even if it's with my iPhone. And I started posting every single day. And every single day I started improving and improving and improving and improving. And next thing you know, it became what it is. You know, where you look at my pictures, and at least now I get a little bit more of a satisfaction. Like, wow, I've always wanted to get here, and I got here, you know? Wow. I still have a ways to improve, you know? But I can see now what I can improve. You know, I'm no longer looking at a million different things that I need to improve. Now it's just 10 or 15 things that I can improve to make my artwork better. But it all started because I posted. So post, because that's going to make you be a better photographer, you know, or a better influencer in general. That's how you're going to lose that, because it's part cringe. It's also part cringe because you see that you're not as perfect, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a cringy feeling, like, oh, I'm gonna post something that's not great.
You never posted a video that you felt like was perfect? Like, man, that thing, I don't know what I was on, but like I was
Yeah,
inspired.
there are a couple. There are a couple, but it happens because you
Name one,
get to the
because I want to
point-
tag it. I want to tag it.
There's a Carnage one that has 27 million views. And that one, the lighting, it just looks so crisp. I don't know how I did it. Man, I've been trying to replicate that lighting ever since I posted it last year, and I still haven't been able to replicate it.
All
Like
right,
I've gotten
pause.
somewhere.
We're going to play that right now.
Yo, check this out.
Did you like the video? No. It's crazy in the studio. No time went by, obviously, and we just played the whole video for you, so it's pretty funny.
That video, it needs to be studied, man. Because it's not just, it doesn't just look great.
Yeah.
It has the perfect hook. It has the perfect like cuts, the perfect length. Like it's just the perfect video to get shared, to get liked, to get bookmarked, and to comment.
So that's
you
not
know?
that one wasn't a fluke.
So it was a fluke because I was just looking at it. Was I can explain it now because you've seen
Yeah.
it, but I was looking at it's a Carnage Hot Toys collectible, and it just looks real. That one's like this big, you know, but it's squishy. You know, it looks moist, you know? And I was thinking about that when I had the figure, and I was like, this looks moist. I'm going to squish it. And I started squishing it. I was like, that would make a really good clip. And I squished it, and that hook has gotten me, because I've not only posted that video once. I posted that video probably about 7 or 8 different times. Each time it nets over 2 or 5 million views. It's gotten me 17 million views. It's gotten me 20 million views, the 27 million views. So that video alone is responsible for probably 100,000 one of my followers.
What?
You know, it's a video that it's responsible for a third of my followers.
When do you repost? Like, when do you decide to repost?
When I don't see it on my feed anymore, and I'm crashing out on ideas, you know, and I feel either lazy or I feel like I don't want to take video today, you know, I'll just pull it out, you know. Or I see a clip, a song that everybody's using 7 seconds of, I'll just be like, this would be perfect for that Carnage video, and I'll pull out the Carnage video and I'll post it.
Wow.
Yeah, every single time without fail, it nets me millions of views and a lot of followers.
Do you think you might be sitting on some other videos that if you brought it back out with some trending songs?
Oh
that you
yes,
can get-
that's actually a very important point. That point is responsible for more than half of my followers, because a lot of my content is reposted from before.
Yeah.
You know, if that content succeeded once, it's gonna succeed again.
And it's not outdated.
You know, and it's not outdated because you think, you already posted this, my viewers know. Yeah, your viewers know, but it didn't reach everybody on Instagram. You know, it reached a portion of Instagram, but there's still a lot more people out there that are gonna like that kind of art, and they're gonna follow you for it.
And how many of your new followers hadn't seen that video? Because
Yeah, and how many of
yeah.
your new followers haven't seen that video? You know, I posted a video 5-6 times, and on the 6th time, I'm still getting one of my followers saying, hey, that's an awesome video.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it before, you know? And that's something that a lot of influencers don't understand, that you can repost, you should repost content, because you're sitting on gold mines. Sometimes something doesn't work the first time. For whatever reason, you messed up on the description, you messed up on the hashtags, or it wasn't the right time to post it. You'll post it again later, and that thing is gonna get millions of views. You know, I have reels on there that are responsible for millions of views on my account. Photos that are responsible for thousands of followers that I've reposted on my account. Reposting is absolutely important for the survival of your account, because you're not gonna get new ideas every day.
Right.
You know, and if you're gonna force yourself to get new ideas every day, you're gonna burn out eventually. Like I've burned out before. I've gotten to a point where I was posting 3 times a day, new content every single day for months. And I burnt out.
Right.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna repost something from before because I'm done, you know, I'm done reinventing the wheel. I reposted, people started liking it, I started growing again, you know, and I'm reposting old content, and next thing you know, you have the energy to post something new, you know, or you say, hey, you know, it would be really cool if I did something along those lines, but a little different, and you repost that. So, man, reposting is crucial, and it has been crucial for the survival of my account and also for my sanity. Because it gets to a point where you're not even enjoying your toys anymore, because you're always just trying to work, you know, and it shouldn't be work. It should be a fun hobby where you're sharing some of your your greatest moments or your most cringe moments, even cringy stuff that I posted before that I didn't like, I reposted, and it works. That's so important to the survival of your account.
And how do you utilize stories on Instagram?
Stories, well, for me, it's different because I'm not a business. So people are not going to buy anything from me. Stories are important for businesses, but for me, I just post memes, man. I try to get my whole thing with stories is it needs to be something positive for the algorithm. The algorithm needs to see every single day that I'm reaching a certain amount of people. And if my reel didn't cut it that day, my story is imperative, to getting traction to my profile. So what I do, I just post funny stuff. I'll post one meme. That one meme's gonna reach like about 10% of my audience, 30,000 people, 40,000 people. I've gotten stories that have reached 60 or 70,000 people. And that helps me a lot because the algorithm, even though my reel that day didn't work out, it still looks at the story and it's like, all right, you're still relevant. I'll help you out on the next reel. So that's how I use stories. It's just something that's gonna get engagement, something that's gonna get likes or screenshots. Sometimes I use it for my vacation. Or sometimes I use it, I ate this cool dish, but those don't really work out. People don't care about what I'm eating. It's like some do, but not everybody cares. No, not everybody's gonna screenshot, my hamburger, So you don't want to get to the point where you're over your head on this because there's a lot of influencers that say, oh, I want to show myself off, how cool I am or whatever. That's gonna make you lose followers.
But it's kind of like, what value are you providing for them? But the people that follow you, they value your sense of humor. So it's like in your stories, you're just showing them a different side of the sense of humor, keeping that going, that value connection going, making them laugh, making them escapism in a sense.
Yeah, because I see a lot of followers a lot of other content creators that they'll post themselves on top of a Ferrari, or they'll post themselves, doing something crazy that's not interesting for everybody. Not everybody wants to see how you live. So you got to stick to why people are following your account. People don't care about me. They don't want to see me. So I try to just keep that in mind.
To this.
We'll see how you respond to this. But like, at least in my mind, I'm like, well, people are following me for my toys and for my sense of humor. So I'm gonna stick to that on my stories, and it works. Every time I post a meme, it's gonna get 30,000, 40,000 of my own followers to watch it. So that's what I try to do.
So make sure y'all engage well, seeing him now, or he's going away forever.
Yeah, this will be the last time you guys ever see my face if I don't see the engagement behind this. So I'll get the message loud and clear. They don't want to see me. I'll stick to toys.
That's dope, bro. So some technical question.
Okay.
For someone that's starting out their toy collection today, what are some steps that they should take to build a meaningful collection?
Whew, man, you need to make sure that your bank account is pretty good, in good health, man, because it's expensive. It's expensive to have a toy collection. I mean, right now, today I got like 5 emails of pre-orders that are coming in. I'm like, 5? Really? Like right now, the credit card hasn't cut off yet, I already ordered other action figures, and you're looking at how that easily adds up. Because each one, it could be $50, it could be $30. But most are going to be 70, 80, 90. Hot toys are 300, 400, 500 a piece. What
about the other one? What was the one that you said?
The Heath Ledger?
No, the ones from Japan. You said that
those are Tamashii Nations. Those 30 to 100 new. If it's from Premium Bandai because it's some special edition, 120, 140. And if it's on resale, because all of them sell out. If they sell out,
they're all limited edition?
They're not limited edition, but they sell out. There are a lot of people that buy these action figures, and they're going to sell out. If you miss out on one toy, the resale value is going to be like 200, 220, and there are some that I have that are like 400, 500 right now on the resale. So good luck with that. So that's my main tip, man. You got to know what you're getting yourself into because it's an expensive, it can get really expensive really, really fast, before you know it. So that's my one and only tip. Other than that, go crazy.
So should they focus on like just characters that they really love? Should they just want to complete a whole set, or do they look at it for investment purposes to build a good collection?
I mean, you could take all 3 of them, but the way I do it is I just get characters I really like. If there's a franchise I really love, I'll go crazy. I'll get every single character, every single accessory that there is. I will buy it and I will have it. That's how it is with Dragon Ball and One Piece right now. even Star Wars at the moment. And Star Wars is very dangerous because I have a lightsaber collection too. And that is a massive lightsaber collection as well. I don't know if you've seen some of it.
No.
Because I would take it to the office sometimes.
No, I didn't see that.
Man, when you guys left, I remember that wall where you had everything painted. I set up all my lightsabers there. I have like 25, 30 lightsabers. I just set
Darth
them all.
Mauls?
Yeah, I have Darth Mauls.
Oh.
They actually
Mace
sent
Windu's?
me, I have Mace Windows also. They sent me a replica of Darth Maul's lightsaber, and it's just awesome. You know, so for me, it's if there's a franchise you really love, you know, buy everything, buy all the accessories, buy all the characters, because you're going to regret it later. You know, if you're a huge fan of Naruto, for example, you know, go crazy. Don't just get your main character, get everything. Because later on, when you will want to get everything about that franchise, it's going to be too expensive.
Okay. How do you determine the value of a collectible? What factors are most important in assessing the worth? If that's what you're doing it for. If you weren't just doing it for the love, how do you assess the worth? Is it like, is there a specific website like StockX for this?
I mean, there's eBay, you know, and all of them are on eBay.
We need to make one of these.
Yeah.
A StockX just for toys.
Just for toys is a great idea. That's a great idea because the value is always changing on them, and it's very hard to kind of gauge where it's at. But man, eBay is the best place to go to really determine the value of the action figure. But for me, if I want it, I don't care if it's double or triple the price, I'm getting it. There's a Vegeta figure that only came out in San Diego Comic-Con in like 2015 or 2014. They only made a few of them, and it's impossible to get it anywhere. And it's very difficult to find it sealed, and I found a sealed one. I did not care that thing cost $50 in retail. I got it at like 10 times the price for what it was because I really wanted it. That's a character I love. That's a design that I love, and I got it. So for me, it's very different. If I like it, I don't care if it's double the price. I'm definitely getting it.
Dang.
If I don't really like that character, I'm not a huge fan, then I'll consider the value. I'll be like, all right, I'll wait till it gets a reissue, if it gets a reissue, or I'll wait until the price comes down a little bit. But when it's a character I really, really like, I don't care. I'll get it.
Do you really value limited edition stuff as well? Like, is it of greater value for you, or if it's just like, I don't care?
At this point, yes, because I'm an Instagrammer, so I have to have the best figures. You know, I have to be up to date with all my action figures. If I have something limited edition, or if I get something that came out before the release date, I mean, that thing is millions of views right there for me. And it's very important for me to stay ahead of the game because then my competition or the other toy photographers, they'll get it before me, they'll post it, and by the time I post it, it's already too late, you know, and not as many people are gonna view my video as theirs. So for me, it is important to stay on top of limited editions because those get me a lot of views.
That's what I was gonna ask next. Like, what tools do you use or resources do you use to stay up to date with all of this?
It's hard because right now, since action figures are very popular, there are toy announcements left and right, and it's very easy to miss one. So right now, the other day, you know, an Iron Man, Captain America Fusion got announced. I missed it. I don't know how I missed it. I saw all the other announcements, but that one I missed it. And I missed the pre-order. Once it came out, I saw two other toy photographers put it on their account, you know, over 1 million views, hundreds of thousands of views. And I'm just sitting there like, it's already too late. It's too late for me. So it's very difficult to find out what's coming out because there are so many announcements every single day. It wasn't this popular when I started. When I started, toy collecting was very accessible because there was a lot of them available. Even stuff that came out years ago, you could find it on eBay. It wouldn't even be double the price. But once Instagram, I guess, started becoming more popular for toy collectors, more and more people started collecting. So right now it's very difficult because they're making toys every single day. There's announcements left and right. There's a bunch of things coming out. I'm getting pre-order messages every single day, man.
Dang.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up to 2 or 3 pre-order. Your pre-order is in, and I'm like, no, you know. It's horrible right now to be a toy collector because there's so many toys. You will miss an announcement, you know. So it's hard to stay up to date.
But you're a toy collector that wants them all.
I am a toy collector that wants them all. You know, I follow all the toy makers. They know me. They've sent me toys before. And even then, it's hard to find out all the things that are coming out. You know, I missed there's a Christian Bale Batman, but he is the blue and gray edition that we've never seen on the live action because it was always just black. There was a blue and gray edition. I missed it. I missed it. I didn't know. I
So
didn't know
now
it was
you're
coming
gonna
out.
pay for a resale.
I don't know, man, because it already missed the hype. So other people posted it already, and it already missed the hype, and that sucks. I mean, that's one part that sucks about toy collecting, because I'd love to have that, but now I associate the value that my account is gonna get from it with the value that I get from it. So before, kid me would have loved Christian Bale Blue and Gray, but now influencer me is thinking, man, the hype already passed. You know, there's no point of me getting it now because I'm not gonna get the likes anymore. So that now factors into the value that I put into action figures. What value is my account gonna get from it? And that, it's fun, but it also sucks because now I look at my toys not just as something fun, but now I look at it as more of a commodity.
But it's also like something that you want to share it with the world. So like you're sharing it with people that really do appreciate it and they like to see it. So like you want to get things for them that they like.
But bro, when you post something that someone else already posted, you're gonna get, even though it's only like 15 or 20 comments, you're gonna get those 15 or 20 people that are gonna be like, oh, well, so and so already posted it.
Shoot.
And it's gonna grind you, like it's gonna poison you, you know, it's poison to your heart, you know, just seeing those comments that somebody else already posted it sucks.
Dang.
It's the worst feeling, even though it's only like 15 people. Sometimes it's only like 10 people.
Because most of your people don't care.
But
like,
it bothers the hell out of you for somebody to say that, you know, oh, somebody else already posted it and they did it better. That's great, you know, so.
That ever happened to you, like when you took painstaking effort to make this video and before you released it,
man,
you saw someone else post it?
I don't read comments anymore. I had stopped reading comments for a whole year because it started bugging me. And it's not something bad, you know, it's not like they were bullying me, you know, but it's just, as an artist, when you post something and then somebody else copies that or posts something very similar, and people are starting to compare you with someone else, it just bothers you a little bit.
Trash.
You know, it bothers you a little bit. And it started bothering me. I'm like, well, I like those people. You know, they're my friends. I don't want to have this feeling, you know. I don't want to be influenced by negative comments. So I just stopped reading comments for a while so that it wouldn't mess with my creative, because now I'm looking at my toys. I'm like, well, what can I do to one up everyone else? You know, instead of.
So did they generate like a toy collector beef? Is there a little beef?
No, there's no beef. No, there's no beef. There's no beef with anybody. No. There's no beef with anybody. I love all my toy photographer friends, and I'm actually a huge fan of them. You know,
really?
I follow them. I love their content. You know, there's so many toy photographers out there that I consider even better than myself, that I get a lot of inspiration from. So that's something really, really cool in the community. But you know, people love spreading rumors. You know, people love, you know, poking at you, with just one damn little comment, you know, and it bothers the hell out of you, you know? Right. You know, it really does, man. It really, this is like my therapy session right now.
For all y'all that don't know, this man lives a very, very good life.
Man, I love my life. He
lives a very interesting, adventurous life.
My life is so random. Like the most random things happen to me every single day, you know.
But these little comments,
and these little comments rain on everything that I do, you know. I just came back from Disney World,
right?
You know, and I saw someone put a comment. What was it? It was a comment on a reel that I made. They were like, oh. I think the reel didn't do as well as it usually does. I mean, I think it got like 3,000 likes or something like that. And a comment on there was like, "Oh, you fell off," and that ruined my entire trip. You know, because
it must have been Gen Z,
that whole
Gen
day
Alpha.
I was
They
just
love
like,
trolling.
God damn, like. And then you start believing them. Like, that's the thing. Like, for a second you believe them, and then you don't believe them, and then you want to say something, and then
they be like, "Man, you washed now."
Yeah, you're washed now. No, but it's not the first time they tell me that. They've been telling this for like 2 years already. For 2 years, people have been telling me that I fell off. You know, as soon as I start underperforming, there's gonna be that one damn guy that says, "Hey, you're not getting as much likes as you were before," or "Hey, this other person's better." You know, so and it ruins your whole day. Like, it really does, because you know it's not true. And you know they're just doing it to bother you, but you're like, why are there people like that? You know, and it's a cycle.
But maybe
in your
that's
head.
like a driving factor in success. My wife's like that too. So on Insta, she has 267,000 on Insta.
Wow.
And on TikTok, she's at 1.67 million.
Wow.
But those little things bother her, and she's like a perfectionist. She just wants to get better and better. So
yeah, I get her.
So I see how you got to where you at, man.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
Monster Class Project, man.
Okay.
The 5 laws to be a monster toy collector. Law 1.
Law number 1, don't be yourself. Be who you want to be. And that's something very important because I say don't be yourself because what do we do every day? Every day we put on like a facade for everybody and we start believing that's who we are. You know, I thought I was this very boring finance economics person that, you know, couldn't land a joke if his life depended on it, you know? And I saw Instagram as this place where I could just be something that I'm not. And next thing you know, that came out, you know, and I became that, you know? So that's something very important because a lot of people want to be formal or want to be how they are during the day in their office life. Don't be that, you know. Think about what you really want to be, what you would love to be, how outgoing you would love to be, and try to emulate that on your content. And that would bring me to law number 2, be cringe, because it's cringy. The moment you start trying to get out of your comfort space and you start trying to become something you're not, you automatically think, what is everybody else going to think about me? And, you know, and you see yourself as cringe, you know. For me, when I started, I was like, oh, what is everybody on Facebook going to say when they see me with my little action figures doing Vegeta versus Darth Vader? You know, what is everybody going to think? You know, everybody's going to make fun of me. They're going to think I'm a little kid, you know, and it's very cringeworthy. Don't care about that because it may be cringeworthy now, but when you decide to be cringe, that unlocks the door for your creativity. You know, for you to do different things. And right now I'm doing works with Casetify. I was doing works with 3.0. You know, I was doing works with a lot of toy makers and a lot of big companies now because of the art that I make and because of the content that I make. And it all started because I was cringe. And I still am. I still consider myself as cringe, you know, but that is a big tool now for my content creation and for my growth on Instagram. So that would be law number 2.
Dude. Okay. What's law number 3?
Law number 3 is a little difficult because law number 3 is get better equipment. I know a lot of people say, hey, just use your phone, you know, do it with what you have right now. And that's fine. What you have is always going to be enough. But always try to do something more. Try to challenge yourself more. That would be law number 3 and number 4 because law number 4 would be learn to use it. You know, the only reason I can make art, I never used Photoshop before. I didn't know how to use it. And the only reason I know how to use Photoshop now is because I got myself the equipment.
Yeah.
I paid money for it. It cost me, you know, I could have bought some good action figures with that. It cost me a lot of money. And now I'm forcing myself to learn. And because I forced myself to learn and I forced myself into that position, next thing you know, I know how to use Photoshop. I know how to use Premiere. I know how to make better art than what I did before. And it's all because I invested. I got better equipment and I learned how to use it. You know, a lot of people, and this would be law number 5, a lot of people want to hire others to do it. You know, I want to hire somebody to make my thumbnail. I want to hire an editor. And I'm not saying hiring an editor is bad. That's good because you're going to learn a lot, but you're going to notice things when you're doing the work yourself. You know, Mr. Beast became Mr. Beast because of his thumbnails, because he started working on his thumbnails. Yeah. And he started noticing things and he started thinking differently now. So when you're making content, now you're thinking about how am I going to edit the content? Right. How am I going to edit the thumbnail? How is the sound quality going to be? And you're thinking about things you weren't thinking before. And now that content changes and it morphs into something a little better. Right. You know, so when you do it yourself, you start noticing things you can improve in your day-to-day yourself. And it's been life-changing for me. Having to edit my own videos, having to edit my own photos, having to learn to do things myself, that changed my art. And that's probably what propelled me to the quality I am at right now.
Wow. 5 laws to be a monster toy collector and have a social media following like this, man.
Yes. And none of those laws are that relevant to collecting toys. I mean, really, collecting toys is just, if you have the money, go ahead and put it down, you know, and buy it. But it's buying toys is the easy part, you know. Yeah. That's the easy part.
Because honestly, you really are like just a monster of art then. Because you're putting together art.
I still refuse to call what I do art, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, now we can play a little game here.
Okay.
Before we close out.
All right.
2 games actually.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to. We got 10 of these. Let's get through this in a minute and a half. Let's see if you can do it.
All right, let's do it.
Would you rather? Ready, set, start. Would you rather find the rarest toy in your favorite franchise or double your entire collection's worth instantly?
Double my entire collection's worth instantly.
Would you rather have unlimited space to display your collection or unlimited funds to expand it?
Always go with money. funds.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll figure out something for the space. Yeah.
Would you rather collaborate with a major toy brand to design a new figure or create your own anime-inspired collectible line?
That is cool because I have a lot of interesting art of my own creation, so I would love to make my own action figure.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you rather collect only vintage toys or focus solely on new releases?
New releases.
Would you rather display your collection in a public museum or keep it private but invite select fans to view it?
Private and just select fans, man. I want to have all control over it.
Would you rather sell your most valuable piece for a life-changing amount of money or keep it forever?
Sell. Like, dude, it's money, man. I mean, come on. I'll buy another piece, you know.
Would you rather attend every major toy convention worldwide or receive exclusive collectibles without leaving your home?
That is a very good question because I love anime conventions now. I've gone to 2 and I've loved both of them. So
Really?
it's hard to choose, man, because also having access to exclusives is great. I think I'd go with the travel, man. It's a hard choice, but I'd go with the travel.
Okay. So would you rather own every collectible from a single franchise or a diverse selection of iconic pieces?
Every collectible from a single franchise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't expect that.
Dragon Ball and Star Wars. Yeah.
Would you rather triple your social media following overnight or acquire a holy grail piece you've been searching for years?
Triple my social media. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Lastly, would you rather preserve your collection exactly as is or keep adding to it indefinitely?
Indefinitely.
Till the day you die.
Till the day that
On
I
your
die.
deathbed, get that last piece.
Yes, 100%. I'll take my last photo before I go.
Okay. All right. Lastly, we're going to do verses.
Okay.
You need to pick a side and a brief explanation of why they win. You
Okay.
ready?
All right, go.
Goku versus Superman.
That one's so easy, man. It's Goku. Superman got spanked by a guy wearing tights with daddy issues that has no powers. And you want me to expect that he would beat Goku, who has the power of a literal god? No way. Goku.
Dang. Spider-Man versus Aang, the last airbender.
Spider-Man, because I don't like The Last Airbender. Yeah.
Luffy versus Captain America.
Oh, Luffy. Yeah. 100%
That was
Luffy.
easy.
That was an easy one. Yeah.
Optimus Prime or Gundam RX 78-2?
That's a hard one, but I'm going to have to go with Optimus, man. I've been an Optimus fan since I was young. That one I do carry nostalgia for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ash Ketchum or Iron Man?
Oh, man. I'm going to go with Ash because I love Pokemon.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I'm a huge Iron Man fan, too. I have so many Iron Man figures.
I feel like he would make a Pokeball and just capture all his Pokemon too.
Maybe, but if he's not ready, he's going to get whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Fun fact, I probably have like about 50 Iron Man figures in my collection. I love Iron Man.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
Sailor Moon or Scarlet Witch?
Sailor Moon.
Aaron Yeager or the Hulk?
That's a tough one, man, but I think I'm going to go with the Hulk, man. The Hulk is just unstoppable.
Shanks versus Endeavor?
Oh, Shanks.
Shanks?
Yeah, Shanks. Shanks, 100%, man. That's an emperor right there.
You saw the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
That final.
no, Shanks is going to win this,
yeah,
man.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Mega Man or Cyborg?
Oh, man, Mega Man. Yeah.
Lastly, Homelander or Vegeta?
Oh, Vegeta. Yeah, 100% Vegeta. Same argument as Goku.
Okay. That was it, man. That was it. That was
All right,
dope.
awesome, man.
That
I
was
love
dope.
being here.
Yo, appreciate you coming through, man.
Thanks, man. I love being here.